I am Azoyenime Samuel Chukwuemeka. I'm 15 years old. I attend Azoyenime schools and I scored 372 in the recently concluded UTME 2025.
Yeah, Isaac Newton School is born out of a burden, a passion to leave my personal footprint on Nigerian lives. When you look at the word cheating and the word teaching, you see that's exactly the same letters, it's just that you turn it around. So if you don't want a student to cheat in the exam, you have got to teach him.
We have zero tolerance for malpractice, exam malpractice. This alone made us to be diligent in our studies.
I was not allowed to use phone since throughout my school because the director said the phone is a virus to learning.
TestDriller is just a miracle. TestDriller is simply a miracle. My name is Tanimo Oladele Olufemi. I am the proprietor of Isaac Newton School, Idioson, Matogun, Okearo, in Ogun State of Nigeria.
My name is Mrs. Stella Disu. I am the senior English teacher. I teach English language and literature from SS1 to SS3.
My name is Mr. Blessed Uyudikachi Nwafo. I am the chemistry and biology tutor in INS. I organize class contacts with the students during the weekdays and at weekends. And I also organize practical sessions with them.
Yeah, Isaac Newton School is born out of a burden, a passion to leave my personal footprint on Nigerian lives. I have worked for 28 years in an expatriate school, and I wanted to make sure that I at least have an impact on the lives of young Nigerians too, just as I've done with Indians. So I thought to establish a platform for doing that. The second compelling reason, is to join the crusade against examination malpractice. I wanted a voice, a platform through which I can speak to that problem, and instead of joining them, I wanted to show them that it's possible to run a school without malpractice. So, and that was the inspiration. Now, what drives it at present is a compelling desire to produce ever improving excellence. And God, we are grateful to God. We have always been doing far better than we did the previous year. We're about 10 years old now, and it has been very good. When you look at the word cheating and the word teaching, you see that's exactly the same letters, it's just that you turn it around. So if you don't want a student to cheat in the exam, you have got to teach him. And that's what we do. Sometimes, as a matter of policy, our SS3 students have to come to school on Saturday. Many times after service on Sunday, they have to come to school. And for about 10 months before WAEC, they run from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And sometimes beyond that also, for those who are in the hostel. So we have designed a program that allows the child to become confident. When the child is confident, he does not even need to cheat at all. We have had several students whose parents insisted that they should leave the school and come and cheat, and they refused. And they stood here and they scored very fantastic grades and were able to go on. Our alumni is really doing well. About 4 of them are on 5.0 GPA now, and it is those who are not in first class are even minority. They are doing so well in Unilag, in OAU, in private universities, everywhere. So this has always helped. We bring back alumni to teach, to mentor our students, and they are doing very well.
Azoyenime School is a place where the values for defendable academic excellence are epitomized. Okay? The school is a place where knowledge and moral discipline are spiced together to build a total child.
We have a passion for bringing out the best in students or children, not only academically, but also morally, character-wise.
I personally also teach, and I am around every time they are doing exams. So there is no way malpractice can happen, because I'm there. I'm also, my teachers are around, and even schools, invigilators, supervisors know the school that we do not allow it. And our students also preach against it. We walk around the clock, we drive the students very hard, and they have now embraced the culture of hard work.
We have daily evaluations. We have very intense drilling and coaching of students to ensure that they are able to sit in exam hall by themselves and churn out very good grades.
There are a lot of things we put in place in this school to ensure that students come out the best, come out in flying colors academically and also morally. We give them extra lessons here. We give them extra lessons, and right from those preparing for the primary school, the common entrance exams, to those preparing for the junior West African exams, and to also to those preparing for the senior school certificate exams. We spend, apart from our normal school curriculum, we spend extra hours, sometimes into the night, teaching them, inculcating ideas into them. And that's one. Also, we also strictly follow the WAEC standard. We follow the WAEC standard, we follow the WAEC syllabus. We begin to groom them to prepare them for external exams, even when they are in their primary school. From primary 2, 3, we start grooming them. So we do extra lessons with them a lot. We also have extracurricular activities we put in place as well to build them, not only academically, also character-wise, to build their character and to also build their morals. And we do a lot of discipline here. We don't pamper children in this place. We don't pamper them at all. So once a child does anything wrong, the child is punished. Most of the times, the child spends roughly 12 to 13 hours of the day in the school, within the school premises. And it is the duty of the teachers and the management to take care of those children. So as a parent, you should be concerned about taking your child to where you know the child will gain a lot.
My name is Azoyenime Samuel Chukwuemeka. I am a student of Azoyenime Schools. I scored 372 in the recently concluded UTME 2025.
My name is JAMB. I attend Azoyenime School and I scored 322 in the recently concluded UTME.
My name is Jegede Oluwanitemi. I am a girl, obviously, and I attend Azoyenime School. I hail from Osun State, and I got a total of 335 in the recently concluded UTME exams.
My name is Chukwuemeka Samuel, and my score in the recently conducted UTME exam was 321.
My name is Ismail Umar Farouk Angela Olua, and in the recently conducted UTME exam, I scored 299.
Azoyenime Schools is a very great school, prestigious school in nature. it has supported me in so many ways. First, the weekend classes we have, both Saturday and Sundays, has also helped me to be able to increase my knowledge day by day. Also, it supported me by introducing me to the TestDriller app, which also helped me to prepare more for the UTME.
First of all, our school made sure that we came 6 o'clock. We're scheduled for different times. Some of us would do 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. Then the other of us would do 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. the evening. I did both because I wanted success. I wanted to get better and better. They had many features, so I used the practice exam mode. That really helped me because I could choose my specific years and specific subjects I want to do. So I could time myself, I could track my records. So it helped me that way.
Not only the practice feature did I enjoy, but I also enjoyed and used the challenge feature, where I had to compete with over 2,000 UTME candidates, potential UTME candidates, who will sit for the exam. And it took place every Saturday. And there were so many rounds, up to I think round 13 if I'm not mistaken, which prizes were given according to the top 10 and top 20 candidates. This boosted my morale towards the exam and also further prepared me and also motivated me to be the best, to do my best, and also improve on my on the areas I had fought. Also, the educational games, I also played it sometimes because you can actually choose a subject like chemistry, physics, or any other subject where you have to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or just normal 60 seconds of fame and the rest. This also helped in time management, which was also fun at the same time.
Honestly, I like the fact that we're able to bookmark questions to reference them later, to go back to them later to see our mistakes. That really helped me. The day I was going to do my JAMB, the day before my JAMB was scheduled, I did a TestDriller. I got 304. I was disappointed because I knew that I needed to score above that in JAMB. So what did I do? I went back to questions I already bookmarked on the app. I went through them, looked carefully, saw solutions, different answers, and I corrected myself, and hopefully this is where I am today.
Also, it had like a performance analysis feature where you can see how many percent you got, how many percent you failed. Then it will help you, it gives explanations on how to do the questions that you failed. Also, there was a career guide that will help you to choose your course wisely and tell you how competitive the course is in any institution that you choose. So it actually helped me because I saw that my course is extremely competitive and requires so much effort. I had to buckle down to do what I had to do. So it helped me. Also, the classroom feature is a very, very good feature because it summarizes the key points, the bullet points that you need to use, summarized in a paragraphs and summaries. So it really helped me a lot.
After making use of the school desktop in taking CBT session, I also installed it on my personal laptop, which I used for practice questions at home. The way questions are explained in detailed format, and the AI tutor. I love the fact that you can bring in foreign questions and the app still gets to solve the question for you.
I will say that TestDriller is just a miracle. TestDriller is simply a miracle. We only started last year. This is the second year. The first year we used TestDriller, we had several of our students who scored above 300, and we went as far as our achievement before TestDriller was only 320. But from last year we had 334. We have three so many who are who had 309, 317, 329 and all that. This year, it was superlative. We started running TestDriller from about 6 months. And each of our students did over 80 tests. And that ensured that no student of our school was among the 75% that did not reach 200. It was a fantastic game changer. About 7 of them went way beyond the other grades. We have so many. And one of our students got 372 this time. 372, we had 335, we had 334, we had 322, we had 321, we had also 330, then we had 299. And so many of them, we had started ranging from 230. Nobody was below 200. And it's clearly a game changer. This year, I know that we are going to surpass next year, we are going to surpass this year's record. TestDriller is truly fantastic.
My name is Daniel Alien, and I'm the CEO of IF South Limited, the maker of the TestDriller app. What's our mission in TestDriller? Our mission is to create tools and resources that empower students to learn effectively and also pass excellently in their exams. And I want to take the word learn effectively. I want you to take that word because the goal of what we do in TestDriller is to make students learn effectively. And I'm going to show you how we've taken concepts in science and how we've taken those principles in developing our application. And these techniques have shown to be effective as we've produced some of the best students in JAMB over the past 3 years. What's an effective learning? To talk about an effective learning, you need to first understand the various modes of learning. We've got passive modes of learning and we've also got active modes of learning. Passive modes of learning includes the following. Number 1, being in a lecture hall, listening to a lecture. So that's passive mode of learning. And that has 5% retention rate. What that means is, if you just merely listen to a lecture, you probably remember about 5% of whatever you've learned over a short period of time. Then we've got another passive mode of learning, which involves reading textbooks or reading any textbook or text-based materials, which is about 10% retention level. Then we've got the third passive mode, which is you listening or watching audiovisual materials, like let's say watching a video lecture, which has about 30% retention rate. All of these are passive modes of learning. They are important. They are the first phase to learning generally, but the retention level are generally between 5 to let's say 30 to 20%, depending on individuals. Okay, so we have the other modes of learning, which we call the active modes of learning. As regards the various active modes of learning, we've got the following. We've got number 1, the seeing or the participation in a demonstration exercise. So let's say you walk into a lab and you actually witness an experiment where someone is explaining buoyancy using actual experiment. You get to increase your retention rate to about 30%, because when you watch a demonstration of a concept, your retention rate is much more higher than mere passively reading about those concepts. Then we've got another active mode known as discussion. So discussion is a very important idea in learning. When you discuss whatever you've learned with someone else, maybe with your friends, with family members, you get to increase your retention level to about 50%, right? So the next is the practicing. So practicing is very key. In fact, practicing has about 75% retention. So what this means is, if you get involved in a practice exercise where you answer quizzes, you answer questions given to you on any concept you've just learned, your retention rate goes up to as high as 75%. And that has been proven by science. Then we've got the last with active mode of learning, known as teaching others, where you actively teach people. And that has a very high retention rate of about 90%. So let me now explain how TestDriller incorporates this concept in developing all the features we deliver to our students. 1, we provided in our classroom feature, we've got notes for all subjects. And these notes, they are both text-based and audio-visual, right? So the audio-visual is a feature we are about to release, so which is very critical because that has a higher retention rate than the text-based materials. So we've got all that covered in TestDriller. And these materials are organized in a well-structured way, enabling students to digest them in a very, very easy manner. So now let's talk about the active modes of learning in TestDriller. So let's pick the demonstration. So in this coming version of TestDriller, we are releasing an app known as Physics Lab. So the goal of Physics Lab is to enable students learning physics to fully understand certain concepts by watching a simulated experiment. So by watching a simulated experiment, you get to understand the concept better than just merely reading about it. So let's pick an example. So let's say you are learning something about electricity, and let's say you are studying something around Wheatstone Bridge. Imagine being able to see a practical demonstration of Wheatstone Bridge and all the circuits around it. That helps you retain that knowledge way better than merely watching a video or merely reading about it. So that's an active mode of learning that we've incorporated in TestDriller. Then let's talk about the next, which is discussion. We've shown that discussion is also an active mode of learning that could boost retention to about 50%. So how did we solve that in TestDriller? We added what we call the AI tutor. Now, since the student may not be in a physical forum where they talk to their friends, so what we've done is within TestDriller, these students can actually interact with an AI tutor and discuss the concept they've learned. Now, the good thing about discussing concept is a student will be able to fine-tune some of the knowledge they've gathered so far and also clarify some of their doubts too. So by chatting with an AI system, they get to express their thoughts, express their knowledge, and get real-time feedback from the AI tutor. And this has been shown to be very effective in learning. Then we've got practicing. TestDriller has tens of thousands of past questions from which a candidate or a student can practice rigorously. In fact, we've got questions covering both past questions and model questions. Why do we have model questions? There are some subjects that past questions are not relevant. For example, if you are studying a subject like literature, literature has questions that are out of date because every 4 years or thereabout, they get to change the books that those students get to read. So what we've done is we've added questions that we call model questions that cover all of these new topics that may not exist in past questions. So the TestDriller team, we've taken care of almost every aspect of practicing. So the questions are in abundance. The practice interface is superbly easy to use, and the practice experience is also very, very smooth. And all of these things is to make sure that the retention level of our students get to as high as 75%. Then we also have the educational game. So aside all the regular features, we have what we call educational game. The goal of that educational game is to make learning pleasurable, right? So we don't just want them to just keep learning stuff in a boring way. We want them to learn in a fun way. And that's what the educational game is all about. That triggers pleasure. And if they learn while having pleasure, that's a beautiful thing. And that's an intrinsic motivation. Now, what about the extrinsic motivation? There are some learners that may need extra push to learn. And one of the ways we achieve that is by introducing what we call the UTME challenge or the SSE challenge, depending on the app that the student is currently using. Okay, now let me talk about the UTME challenge. For UTME challenge, the way it's structured is as follows. Every week, let's say from mid-January, let's say till mid-April, we do have what we call a challenge, the weekly competition where students get to compete for a prize. Now, the way it's structured is every week, at the end of each round, we award students with airtime. That airtime is a form of extrinsic motivation. Even if, as a student, you don't feel like studying, but the fact that every weekend you're going to get some reward for being among the top 20, that is a very interesting way to motivate them to study and to learn whatever they need to learn to get that award. Then, at the end of the UTME challenge, we also award them with 100,000 Naira scholarship award for the top 5 in that UTME challenge. And we also award the top 3 best JAMB using our app as well. So by doing this, we are providing external motivation. enabling them to see reasons why they need to learn. And in most cases, when you provide sufficient external motivation, it turns into intrinsic motivation, because over time they begin to have pleasure, or they begin to see reasons why they need to study without any external motivation. So the external motivation can be a push for them to eventually develop some sort of internal motivation. And that's intentional, because in psychology, it's a form of motivation. And this motivation is very, very powerful. In fact, it is the motivation you see in gamers. When you see somebody playing games all the time, you ask, why are they doing this? They are doing this because they want to get the best new score. They want to get the best new score. And that is the motivation behind why they keep going back. And we've adopted this kind of psychological gimmicks into our app to motivate students to keep coming back and keep beating their own score.
Also, the school has also helped in teaching us core values that can help us while we're interacting with fellow individuals and the society at large. So I really appreciate the school for their support in molding my life as I am today.
Coming to this school, I thought I was brilliant. I was humbled a lot by the top people in the class. It showed me that I really did not know anything. And I tried to catch up, I tried to meet up with those people to become one of the top people in the class. And I managed. Also, the discipline about not having phones has helped me too. It's going to help me, I know, to be able to have the discipline to be able to use a phone. I will not be addicted and stuff like that. I was not allowed to use phone since like throughout school life, because the director said the phone is a virus to learning.
They ensure that we work hard and be the best that we can. Also, they ask questions which will enable us to develop ourselves and reflect on what we have been taught. Also, our school ensured that we had moral discipline. They made sure that we were clean in our activities and we did not litter the floor. We were orderly and we ensured decorum in all our activities. They also taught us integrity and honesty as a virtue of a good leader and a good student. They ensured that we avoided zero malpractice and we worked by ourselves to become who we are today. They made sure that we read, we studied hard and performed well in our exams.
Okay, so 11 square is what? 121. 11 cube is 1331. All right, so let's say that. 11 square is 121. 11 cube is 1331. Okay, say it again, one more time. 11 square is 121.
The first thing is that every student who comes here in this school, from the primary school, knows 4 things in mathematics that people are no longer big about. Our students know the rules of divisibility. They know all the tables from 2 to 25 and 50. They are also taught squares and cubes of numbers from 1 to 30, even in the primary school. This may look very trivial, but it is the game changer in mathematics, because mental mathematics is the backbone. When a child is able to relate this way, he knows very well. Number 2 is that our students will finish every question in the book, especially mathematics, because in most textbooks the questions are so many. Our students have a unique approach to diligence because they are toughened to do it. Third, our students do not bother about coming to school on Saturday or even on Sunday. Our students are very, very hardworking. They are driven to work hard. And then fourth, students in our school are disciplined. We have a way that our students are disciplined. They do not use gadgets, and the rule is strictly enforced. And so, and finally, of course, the students of our school do not engage in examination malpractice. They themselves hate it already. So it is our students are incorruptible. They have been indoctrinated to regard examination malpractice as a crime against themselves. So it's very hard for our students to participate in it anywhere.
Isaac Newton School.